hand on the gates. We was jumping them, fuck, I'm like quick.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the EZPZ Podcast. This is a very special episode. Nick and I are forcing ourselves to get back behind the mics, get back to talking about what we've been doing the last month or so, because it has been about a month since we've been put out an episode.
We've been doing a lot of stuff.
We did record episode 12, but it's kind of might be a lost episode, you know. Eventually in the future we might release it to people, but Stealth Mode Dan's been going through some things. He just didn't have time to do that. So we're recording this super special Summerset Music Festival review. That was my birthday weekend. We had a ton of fun. It was right after 515 Alive,
which was also a lot of fun.
We haven't talked about that on the podcast.
We probably should hit that a little bit.
Yeah. So we're going to record an official episode 12 that's going to come out after this. We're going to kind of catch everybody up and so forth about what we've been up to. So let's dive right in with Summerset. The best thing about the beginning of the whole trip was the only 4 hours. It was only 4 hours away.
Travel was awesome. It was pretty easy. And, incident free besides getting pulled over.
Oh, yeah. So let's get into that a little bit. What was up with that? Let's tell the listeners.
So I was driving. I think Shayna had to pee. So there was a bunch of construction all the way there, which kind of sucked. But we went off on this detour to hit a gas station, and there was a detour getting back onto the interstate as well, so you had to take a weird...
And this is in the dark, and it's a place we've never been.
No lights, no street lights. So I'm following these detour signs, and supposedly there was a stop sign, which I didn't see, so I didn't make...
none of us in the car did.
So I didn't make a complete stop at a stop sign, and we got pulled over. Everybody was freaking out a little bit, but we talked to the cop and just told her what we were doing and that we were out of town, and we didn't, we were trying to figure out the detour. And she was really nice and cool and let us go and even told us how to get back to the interstate. So
yeah, ticket. That's the bottom line. That would have kind of put a sour taste in everyone's mouth.
Oh yeah.
I mean, especially your mouth and your wallet.
yeah, exactly.
So yeah, that was cool. No ticket. Only 4 hours. We can't stress that enough because the electric force was over 9 or close to 9, I believe.
Yeah, well, 7-ish, 8, and then with stops and everything,
and you lose an hour.
Closer to 9.
Yeah. So that takes an extra couple days, and then it tacks out a couple days onto the whole trip. So this was
the worst part.
3-day music festival in Summerset, Wisconsin. For those that don't know, headliners were Friday night Bass Nectar, Saturday night they had The Weeknd and Big Gigantic.
Yeah, which was insane.
Awesome night, one of the better nights, probably the
best night, I would say.
Yeah, duh.
Yeah.
And then Sunday night was a lot of fun seeing Deadmau5. That's an artist I probably never thought I'd see. He's super house compared to everything that we usually listen to.
He's huge in the scene. Not exactly my cup of tea, but it was nice to say I've seen him.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. His light show and stuff was cool too. But we'll get in that. So let's get to the...
actually getting in. And
getting set up. Okay, so what did you think about this whole ordeal, Nick? What would you call this?
I would say an ordeal is perfect. Getting there, and getting in and actually getting to the, campsite was pretty quick, actually. Maybe it took us 30 minutes, and, what electric force took us 5 hours.
Right. So I like the option they gave us. I spent an extra $25, I believe, on our campsite when I first bought it 2.5 months ago. We got South Prairie camping, and that gave us early entry. We could have gotten there at 4 p.m. So 4 hours away. We could have left at noon on Thursday. Right. But we all had to work, so obviously we didn't leave until close to 8. Get there about midnight 1. We get in. We can still get in with early entry, obviously, because I think it's early entry until 4 or 6 in the morning. Yeah. On Friday morning, which would have sucked.
Yeah, that would have been.
So yeah, the extra 25 went smoothly.
It was awesome. Yeah.
Because there was no line. We just
nobody
drove right in.
Yeah, it was perfect.
So we get in and we're trying to find South Prairie, trying to find where our campsite is set up, and nobody has any clue.
No one knows.
All the volunteers were either, I don't know any other way to put it, but stoned or drunk.
Yeah,
at least
really fucked up.
Whatever else they could have been on.
I talked to one guy that came up to our campsite randomly to just talk and chill, and he was like, "Yeah, I just drove here. I didn't have a ticket, didn't have any money. I was hoping that they could let me in." And they're like, "Yeah, we'll put you to work. Stand over there with this lightsaber thing."
Yeah, so the appeal of being a volunteer is that you get a free ticket if you work so many shifts or a couple shifts.
Right.
So that's what Nick's referring to is somebody that just a fellow festival goer or whatever came up, and he came up and was just talking to us saying, "Hey, how you doing? How's the vibes over here? What's up?" And he told us a story about how he got he just drove in he said
he just came up hoping that he could get in, and he did. And they put you to work, but it sounds like they don't tell you what to do at all. They just give you a little bit of direction. They give you an orange vest and like stand here and tell people what to do. And he said he had to park like 500 cars by himself with like no direction. So
and they don't even give like them flashlights or like wands apparently, because there was this when we first pulled in. We finally get to South Prairie Ground, which it took forever. We drove around the entire place, drove on a whole bunch of grass hills because that's what we were told to do.
And there were roads, but they weren't lit up or anything, so you couldn't see them.
When we finally went through those gates, remember when we asked that lady? It was like that was like the entrance to the north side or something. It was the complete opposite. We asked a lady, and she was like an older, middle-aged, I'd say, and we asked her, we were like, hey, so what's going on? Where are we going? We're South Prairie.
Yeah, and she's like, I have no idea.
What are you talking about, pretty much?
Right, yeah.
So dumb. Pathetic, idiotic, stupid, not very happy, especially after we've been driving for 4 hours and we've been working. We all had 8-hour shifts, I believe. Yeah. And so, we were all pretty tired and getting ready to set up. Like, we had the early entry. We thought it'd be pretty organized.
Right.
But it wasn't. It was dumb. Managed poorly. It's not the volunteers'
That's
fault.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's not their fault at all. It's just the people that were... Like, they didn't give them any direction.
It's like no management showed up until actual entry for non-early entry.
Sounds like it.
Participants. Okay, so that sucked. But what we did enjoy was how we got exactly 20 by 20 like we were told we were going to get for the... Because you pay... this music festival, Summerset Music Festival in Summerset, Wisconsin, you pay separately for camping and for... your ticket, your entry, your wristband.
Right.
And I really enjoyed how we got that exact 20 by 20, plenty of room.
Very big space.
We could have had another tent or two.
We could have if we needed to, But it was perfect for 3 tents and our canopy and everything. It was awesome.
Yeah, super cool. So let's get right into the biggest topic that online everywhere for Summerset is that the security's horrible.
Yeah.
What would you say overall, Nick?
I mean, everybody was like really scared getting into things because there's all these horror stories online and on Reddit about security being terrible. They're ripping up a new shit. People are getting arrested and all this stuff.
Bomb dogs, drug dogs.
But it really wasn't.
Snoop dogs.
All the dogs. It wasn't bad at all. I didn't think.
I didn't either. Like there was, I think it was on Saturday. Yeah, Saturday afternoon there was a security guy just walking through like our... Yeah. Like whatever you would call that, like the path to get to the cars,
or whatever. Yeah.
And we're gonna have to pause the show because my kitty cat is out here playing. So yeah. We're back. So security, not too bad, not at all. Like the biggest thing I guess that we weren't really happy with was we get checked in, and then we get to our campsite and everything, and then our friends Colin and Mary, who drove separately and had to park for $80 for the weekend, which is kind of a annoyance, I guess, to say the least. But anyway, they when they wanted to go back to their car and get a whole bunch of their supplies, Friday after we all passed out, after getting the tents up, they had to be rechecked in. And during the afternoon when we went, didn't we see piles of whatever?
Just everything. For some reason, open packed of cigarettes, which I guess people were smuggling stuff in, so that makes sense. Alcohol bottles, just anything glass, basically, fireworks. All the stuff that you're not supposed to bring that people did bring, even though a lot of people got that stuff in anyway. Yeah, we did even. We accidentally brought glass Starbucks coffees. Yeah. And I didn't even find them. I don't know.
And then I think, did you guys have the apple cider vinegar glass bottle too? Yeah. So it was more than a couple things. But let's talk about our car check-in. Yeah. Literally, we got out of the car. We're no one's behind us, obviously. Maybe there's 3 cars total in the line to get security checked, your car. Right. And this is where most of the security, is
all the horror stories are from.
Yeah. Where there's dogs and there was no dogs. No. There was 3 guys. One guy was trying to teach them how to look through a car while they were doing our car, and they didn't even open the totes. It's not like we had anything anyway. Right. We heard about this. We didn't want to take any risk, bring any glass, bring in anything, any sparklers or fireworks or whatever. Right. We didn't want to take any of those risks. So Nothing. Security, it was a joke. Like, that is something that people need to get away. Like, the stigma for this festival is the security. They need to get that out of their heads because besides the whole volunteer thing in the beginning, I thought it was pretty well run. Yeah. Not horribly in any shape or form. Not any better or worse than Electric Forest. I mean, there was some hiccups we can get into on the final day with this weather situation that kind of ruined, the start of the day.
I would say so, yeah.
But we're going to end the security segment or whatever with entry into the festival itself. So they were like playing it by ear, it seemed like, because on Saturday there were like no open packs of cigarettes all of a sudden. So it's like they obviously caught somebody bringing something in or smuggling something in that was in cigarettes. Right. And then they also did the what was the other thing?
The IDs. We had to like ID. They did it for maybe half a day. And it was rumored that like a 15-year-old got in, so then they had to check IDs for a while and make sure people were of age or something.
It's like they just had to follow a different like line of protocol if like something bad happened.
Right. And then was there anything else? I forget that they kind of changed. Oh, by the last day, they didn't care at all. They were
especially after the rain incident.
Yeah, no.
You could just walk in.
They literally just like I tried to open my bag for the guy, and he was like, "No."
He literally shut my bag when I did that. He shut it and just handed it back to me. He's like, "Yo, get in, go have fun."
He's like, "We don't even care."
Yeah.
Like it was crazy.
So security, not bad at all.
No.
Nothing. I mean, I think Electric Forest is probably worse.
I would say so.
Yeah. So.
But and Electric Forest wasn't bad either.
Like, no, that's what I'm saying. Right. Yeah. That's a good thing.
So by comparison, yeah.
Yeah. So we get in, we get set up, we go to bed, we get up pretty early because we made the mistake of setting up our I guess it was Colin's canopy. Yeah. So this time we used Colin's canopy instead of Lydia's, and so I'm okay with his tent like being shaded until about 11 a.m. or noon each day.
He gets the best sleep of all.
Yeah, I guess we forgot the sun doesn't rise in the south or something. Like what the heck?
Right.
But anyway, Colin and Mary got shaded, so everyone else got woken up early right away because. If you don't know, if you've never been to a festival or gone camping, I guess, like the tents get super hot.
Right. I like a lot of the people's setups where like they would use extra tarps to like make a bigger shaded area. They would like do a tarp from a canopy to a car and stuff. That makes a lot of sense. We should try to set something up like that next time so we have like plenty of shade.
The shade isn't even a big deal during the day. It's only about like this span of like 7 in the morning till about 10 a.m. Yeah. Or like 8 to 10:30, 11.
So you can get that extra few hours of sleep that
extra,
you need.
Oh my God. Agreed. So anyway, we get up Friday, and Nick and I are, we're just chilling out, eating grub or whatever, drinking some beers, smoking a little bit of cigarettes. I guess my, not cigarettes, but
e-cig.
Yeah, my e-cig I got for my birthday. My vape or whatever. But anyway, Nick and I head out and we go through the entire festival all the way to the back pretty much to see Haywyre, who was awesome. Lots of fun, but this is like my biggest gripe with the entire festival overall is I did not like how the pathing, there was no signage at all. It's like they weren't like completely set up on Friday.
That's what I felt like. There could be more signs, there could be more lights to like mark off the paths and stuff, which there wasn't. Like the first day that we were there, there was no like sort of, I don't know, way about it. But by the second day, I noticed they did put up fences.
Yeah, it's like they added stuff. Yeah, exactly. We were watching a guy put up a fence.
Yeah, it's like they weren't done yet, which is weird. Like they should have been done with all of that by the time people were coming in. I don't know.
I think I was at the porta potties like midday Friday after we came back, after we just went and saw Haywyre. Yeah. So Haywyre was awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
I really enjoyed it, but he was in Big Top, which was by far the worst stage because if you didn't have earbuds in or something like protect your ears, which is something I'm really getting into now that Nick kind of got me onto it. Got to protect your ears at these sort of things, people, because holy shit.
It's going to be bad. Your ears are going to be ringing for weeks. So you can actually cause yourself serious hearing damage. So, like, I'm just trying to protect myself now so that
For real. And I already can't hear anything. I mean, ask my girlfriend, Lydia. But, okay, so we come back and we go to the porta potties, and I think I was, like, with just one other person or something, and I look off in the distance, and just right around the corner, I guess, they're putting up the fence, like straight up in the campground. They didn't even have the fences completely put up. Yeah, so
that's weird.
I don't know. They need to start an extra day or two early. I know every day costs thousands and thousands of dollars to prepare, but geez.
Yeah.
So it was a pain in the butt just to get to see Haywyre during the daylight when we're pretty much sober. Like,
right. Well,
so we never went back to the Big Top because of that.
Yeah.
I mean, there was no one else to really see there. I mean, you want to see Chammy.
I did want to see Chammy.
Yeah, excuse me.
Which is one of my top on the roster I wanted to see, but The Weeknd was playing at the same time, so I was like, okay, well, I need to see The Weeknd. I can probably see Chammy at another festival or something. Who knows when I'll be able to see The Weeknd again, type of thing.
Yeah.
And The Weeknd ended up playing almost 40 minutes late, which sucks. In hindsight, I would have just caught some of Chammy and then came over to The Weeknd.
It rocked for me because I was waiting in line to get Lydia and I a piece of pizza, so that worked out. 25 minutes to wait for 2 pieces of pizza.
Right.
Or 3, because I ended up buying a random stranger his piece of pizza with his money just so he could cut the line.
Weird.
And he gave me a piece of what's that comic book bubble gum?
Oh,
Bazooka Joe.
Yeah,
he gave me a piece of Bazooka Joe gum. He's like, dude, he was so messed up. He was like, dude, if I give you this piece of gum, will you buy my piece of pizza for me? I'm like, no, gosh. I'm not gonna spend my money on your. Yeah. But then he handed me a $5 bill. I'm like, oh, I get it. You just want to cut.
You're just too messed up.
Yeah, what the heck? So let's cap out this Summerset Music Festival review or whatever with what we thought about the acts overall and what our favorite acts were. So go ahead and what do you think? What were your favorites and what of each day? So let's start with Friday.
Friday, did Hippocampus play Friday? I honestly don't remember.
You still have a festival brain, don't you?
Yeah, no, I really do.
No, we should bring up the.
I know I should have this.
Let's see.
Just overall, Hippocampus was definitely probably up there, top 5 at least.
Oh yeah.
Then The Weeknd was great. Big Gigantic was awesome. Bass Nectar set was pretty good.
So Bass Nectar closed out Friday. I was very impressed. I thought that was of the 3 times now I've seen Bass Nectar. Once at Forest, once in Lincoln, Nebraska, I believe. Mm-hmm. And then once here at Summerset. I thought that was my favorite set by him.
Right.
Lauren killed it. Good job. Sure. As he should. Everyone knows him for his live set, but I've never had. I don't know. It's just always something, I guess.
But you can tell, just from seeing him those 3 times, each set has been really different.
Progressed.
It's yeah. For me and Shayna, I think that's the 5th or 6th time we've seen him now, and each set has been different, and it's special in its own way. The way he does stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Good. I think he definitely rocked out and closed out Friday really well.
Oh yeah.
Saturday, so Zed's. What about Keys and Crates? They opened up pretty much the festival. Besides Haywyre, who opened up the festival for us, they opened up the night, first night. What do you think about Keys and Crates?
Was really good. I was really excited to see them because I'm down with that trappy music. It's fun.
They were tons of fun. The sun was kind of setting by the end of their set, so it worked out.
Oh yeah. Earl Sweatshirt as well. Another one of those acts where it's I'm really glad that I got to see him, but the bass during that.
So he's at the main stage.
Oh my god!
And it was 1/4 as much, not even, maybe 1/8 as much as The Weeknd.
Yeah.
Or anyone else.
Attendance wise, yeah.
Yeah, nobody was there for Earl. I felt bad.
Bad.
Well, it was the biggest mashup for all of us. Mm-hmm. At the same time as Earl Sweatshirt, we had.
Wasn't it Purity Ring and Odesza? Yeah.
I love Odesza. They're one of my favorite artists I've discovered in the last year or so.
Oh yeah.
And then Purity Ring.
Yep.
Kick ass.
Shayna and I did end up going to catch a little bit of them. We saw half of Earl's set and caught the rest of Purity Ring set, which was good.
For sure. But Earl, the bass was just so intense. I couldn't believe it.
Even through my earplugs, it was insane. I was I think I need more protection. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was so crazy. You could feel it, your body shaking.
Yeah,
it was insane.
Vibrating like crazy. Earl was really fun. I didn't, like I said, like Nick said, we all left about halfway through. I caught the last half of Odesza, who I had a blast seeing because it was at the Grove, which we haven't really spoke much about. I don't think, but the Grove is in this gigantic gully. It's like a valley, or like a grove, I guess. Is that what a grove is? I don't know. But yeah, it's just really cool because there's a giant hill that you can just sit on. Yeah. It's pretty huge, pretty big incline.
It's kind of like a natural amphitheater, because you have just like a hill all the way around that you can see everything from. It was pretty legit.
Yeah, the hill just wraps it, kind of like the main stage in a way, but obviously more tight knit, nowhere near as big.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, very cool. That was tons of fun. The light show, they actually had really good lights, and they closed out, they played really well.
Definitely. And then I guess the last thing was we were going to talk about the weather and how Die Antwoord. Like,
oh, well, I just want to say real quick, I thought Zez Dead was really awesome. I thought the weekend was very, very fun. I was super, super, like, stoked when I heard Crew Love come on.
Dude,
the first minute and a half or whatever when he sings.
Just his part of it. Yeah, that was actually crazy. I didn't expect him to do that.
Yeah, cool. I didn't even think that he would or could do that. I thought he would just not play it or play it and then have Drake. Like, I didn't know how that would work.
Yeah, like, it's because it's not really, like, his song, right? He just featured on it. So
yeah.
It's kind of cool.
That was really cool.
Yeah, that was good.
Saturday night leading into at midnight when I turned 25. I saw the weekend. Yeah, I saw the weekend, and then we saw Big Gigantic, and Big G was probably my favorite overall.
Dude, that was insane. Like, seeing them at Electric Forest, I couldn't even see them technically because I explained this to other people. Where they were playing at Electric Forest, the area where people watch is probably like a football field, maybe a little bit bigger, and that was full to the brim. Almost every person at Electric Forest was there seeing them, so it was like 40,000.
Because it was rumored, and it was true, that the Motec came on with them, which is super fun. Big Gigantic just always do these awesome partnerships on stage, live, right in front of everybody. Yeah. On New Year's Eve at Decadence, sorry, I didn't mean to steal your thunder, but I just had to make mention that I got with Lydia and a whole bunch of awesome friends. I wish you were there, and you and Shayna, but at Decadence New Year's Eve in Denver, we saw Big Grizzmatic. So that's Grizz, Grummatic, and Big Gigantic all on stage at midnight, right when the ball drops. Oh, so much fun.
That had to have been insane.
So Big G, definitely my favorite. Hippocampus, like you said, your top one in your top 5, number 2, straight up for me. They were awesome, so much fun. Like, he sounded amazing.
Yeah, if you guys are into indie rock music, like if you like the Vampire Weekend at all, you would love that band.
Right,
check them out
for sure. So, segueing into our last segment, real quick, of this Summerset Music Festival review by the EZPZ Podcast co-hosts Nick and Sean, myself, Sean. Segueing into it, Die Antwoord is not on my favorite artists of the show for one reason only, and it's not their fault. They got cut short.
Right.
2.5 songs into their set, they come over, like, they leave the stage, and Lydia and I, like, look at each other, like, where are they? Like, where's the singing coming from? Yeah. But it was just their DJ, like, playing, like, lip-syncing, like, pretty much playing the rest of the track.
Right.
Because they had to leave because we got a weather warning. After the track finished, just like straight up, like it looked like he was just playing on it, like MP3 or like the CD track. Like after that ends, they come over the intercom, like, oh, we have a weather warning, blah blah blah. I don't even remember what they exactly said, but it was like, you are like they were trying to tell us to go to our cars, a closed topped car.
Yeah, they wanted people to be in a hard top car for some reason.
Hard top car, yeah.
Right.
What was up with that? What do you think?
Shayna and I were in line trying to get back in. You guys had went early. I think we had to go back and get something from the campsite or something.
What was it, like your umbrella or something?
Something like that. And then so we go back into the line, and the line's not moving. The whole time, the line was actually moving really quickly, and I was excited about it because in Electric Forest, the line took forever. So I was like, this is weird. Like, it hasn't been like this the whole time. Why is the line not moving at all?
Right.
And then people started saying, they're not letting people in. They're not letting us in. Like, what the hell? Why aren't they letting people in? And then everybody starts, I think it was coming from the front, and everybody just kept talking back so we would all hear it. And we finally heard that they're not letting people in because of weather. And then, which was another cool part about the festival, is we get the updates on the Summerset app.
I really like the app. And shout out to T-Mobile for sponsoring, because I had perfect service the entire time, posting stuff on Instagram. I know you're not supposed to be on your phone during a festival, and there's like a lot of people that are anti-technology during that, but it was just fun to be able to get a phone call or a few texts on, or a few phone calls and a few texts on my birthday on Sunday.
Right.
And like, it was just sweet. Like, I on the way to the campsite, when I was like going back to get something for somebody or whatever, I totally was like able to call my friend Daniel Turner, shout out to him, awesome dude, and my dad. But anyway, so they were giving us updates on the weather.
Yep, and also anytime the schedule would change, they would update that really quickly, so that was nice. But so the update said, due to a weather warning, we're going to shut things down for a moment. If the weather clears up, we'll continue the festivities or whatever. But it was probably a good, like, I don't even know, hour or two that they'd shut everything down. And
I'd say close to an hour and a half, but yeah, for sure.
But then they finally let everybody back in. Everybody was pissed. I have a video. It was a Snapchat video, but I'll post it, of like people were marching to the gate because they wanted to get back in, and they were just screaming, "Let us in! Let us in!" And it was a riot, dude. There was probably a couple thousand people just walking in a line through one of the car rows, getting to the thing is crazy.
I mean, that kind of like attitude started as soon as it came on the announcement over the intercom at Die Antwoord.
Yep.
People would just instantly raise their hand, fist up in the air, and put their middle fingers up instantly.
Yeah, dude. Everybody, there's a lot of animosity to them and like to the people that were working, and like, sure, like I was pissed too, but it's not like their fault. They're taking orders, so
exactly.
But yeah, we eventually got back in and they started the festivals, but they just Die Antwoord didn't get to play. They rescheduled everything except for Die Antwoord.
So Zed's Dead got pushed back, and you didn't miss any of Zed's Dead from 7:30 to 8, I believe. So like everything was just about a half hour behind, which because like they took all of Die Antwoord's time. So yeah, the alert actually read. It came over. I actually took a screenshot of it on the app. Great news, the dangerous weather has temporarily passed. Gates have reopened. Please stay tuned for any potential updates regarding weather in the area. Weather-related evacuations, happy for your safety. Thanks for your cooperation. Mm-hmm. So,
and let's say this, it was barely raining.
Right, it was that's the whole thing. That's why people were pissed the entire time.
The whole time, like, not worth it. I didn't hear thunder, I didn't see lightning.
Right.
Like, which, if I see how that makes sense. If there's thunder and lightning, that could be dangerous. People could get electrocuted, whatever. But there's nothing like that, so that's why everybody was really upset. Like, there's no weather issues. Like, why are you shutting this down?
Right. Yeah, for sure. Overall, I forgot to mention, I thought Lil Dicky was super fun and awesome.
Yeah, dude.
I cannot, end this podcast without saying that. Shout out to him.
And his new album, if you've
Professional Rapper.
It's a very good album.
Yeah, I've listened to a little bit of it.
It's hilarious. I was dying laughing the whole time. Like, I usually don't laugh at comedy, especially comedy rap. But this is great. Like,
you actually never laugh at anything.
I don't. Dude, I'm a really bad critic when it comes to comedy. I'm not really a fan of comedy, but if I think something's funny, I'll tell people. And
we'll be hanging out in a group of friends, and you'll just be the only one not laughing. You'll smirk or smile, I
don't know. I just don't. I guess
I've learned to when I hear your laugh to be grateful. You know? So, all right, yeah. Overall, Summerset, totally would love to go next year. I don't really want to go if it's on my birthday weekend. I hope they bring it one weekend up or one weekend back or something. It probably will be on my birthday weekend again.
Yeah,
but. Super fun, very cool. Security was not what everyone thought it was gonna be.
Highly suggested.
The music was sick. I wish Tycho played at night. I forgot to mention that too because Tycho's light show at Electric Forest, when I saw them, that's what sold me on them.
Right.
They were at Electric Forest. That was my hippocampus, our first year, EF14. But yeah, super fun overall.
Yep.
Definitely would recommend. Yeah,
for sure.
So this has been the EZPZ special episode 2, I believe, because we did a special episode 1 at EF itself. We were going to do one, but it just didn't work out. We had tons more time, but it just, whatever.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Yeah.
We did it now. It's done.
Yeah. You can find me at Sean S. Johnson. You can find Nick at...
Bazooka X Nick.
Only on Instagram. He doesn't have a Twitter. Well, he does, but he doesn't use it.
I'm thinking about getting back into it. But
just do it. Do it to it.
I really should.
You're going to have so many notifications. I tag you in everything.
Do for real?
Yeah. And you might have new followers, too. Who knows?
Maybe.
And then, obviously, you can find us, the entire podcast and the company or the whatever you want to call it. The EZPZ. All right. Peace out, y'all. Oh, yeah. The reason why this doesn't sound as good is because Stealth Mode Dan didn't edit it. I did. And I don't know how to edit audio that well. I can cut some video, but, yeah. Peace. Bye.
Peace.
Easy peace.
PC?
That was stupid. PCP!
PCP?
Dude, I worked early this morning. I got out at 4. I'm dead in the brain.